Hello, I'm Hansi Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
Golden Ricketts, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
I am well. You've made my night. Before we get started, please go ahead and big up the greatest parish in Jamaica.
You're putting me on the spot. So I'm gonna big up St. Thomas because I was born there, and I'm also gonna big up St. Andrew because I grew up there.
I love that. I'll take that. 14.94 games record. You weren't playing about tonight, were you?
No, I definitely knew that the girls were coming out here to fight, so I had to bring my A game and war them.
What got you going? Was it the cold or was it something else?
It's the cold. I like competing in the cold for some strange reason, but then after the first jump, I feel like it got even colder, and then the breeze started changing. So, yeah, I don't know.
What's next for you in terms of achievement? Because this is your greatest career medal, isn't it?
Yes. Apart from the World Championships, yes, this is my first gold. So what's next? I have the Monaco Diamond League next week, and I'm also going to be participating at the Knockout Championships in Bahamas.
Amazing stuff. And how does it feel to inspire the little kids in St. Thomas? Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them with their eyes gripped to the screen saying, I want to be like Golden Ricketts.
Yes, definitely. I hope to be an inspiration to them. I hope they see themselves in me. If them foot long, them can try the triple jump. You know, if them slim, them can try the triple jump or even high jump.
What if them have short foot?
If them have short foot, then can try to cast about foot short too.
Amazing. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
My Talawers, good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. Is it a good morning? It's definitely a good morning in my neck of the woods. The time is currently saying 12:37 in the early Monday morning. Welcome back to another live stream. The headline reads for itself. You don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. It says Reggae Girlz sit top of their respective leagues. So that clearly means it's been a good weekend at the office for a couple of our Reggae Girlz. Debut in the bag for a particular Reggae Girlz, which happened midweek. Also had a few first goals scored for last week's debutants. So we're going to get into all of that. Also going to talk about the all-important friendly coming up against South Korea for the senior women's football team of Jamaica. I think the best way to do this is to bring you guys up to speed before we look at the league activities. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start things off from the top with the national side. So that is the senior women's Reggae Girlz team. We're going to start things off with the senior team, and then we're going to dissect what happened over the weekend with the girls and their respective leagues. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how your weekend has been. It should be coming to an end for the majority of you. My weekend is done and dusted, and I am now into my Monday. Although today is a bank holiday, still plenty of people, I should say, in the UK celebrating the Carnival weekend. So stay safe for those of you who are out there. I know someone in my comment section said they were going to Carnival. So please stay safe, drink responsibly, and let your hair down. You deserve it. Good morning. Good day, Mr. Ballin. How are you? How's your weekend been? How are you and the family? Good to see you. Good to see you again. Always good to see you. All right, guys. So let me start things off with the national team. I'm so excited because this week is all about the Reggae Girlz. I did the same thing last week, didn't I? I'm growing into a habit. I like to stay with what keeps me happy. So if you don't see me touching on other content, it's probably because things feel a little bit toxic. So you gotta just brush that to the side for the time being. But I will get back to it. I promise you guys that. Right, so let's go over to the press release, and this one's a little bit outdated, but for some of you who missed the press release for the friendly coming up against South Korea, I'm going to dissect the press release with you guys. I'm just going to read the press release because I've dissected it so many times. If you want to see me talk about the press release and the South Korea game for the senior women's national football team of Jamaica, watch my previous live streams. I've covered quite a lot. Tonight's live stream, we're focusing quite briefly on the senior women's team, and then we're going to talk about their league activities. Okay, I hope that all makes sense to you guys. Good day, Tia. How are you? Good day, Mr. Campbell. Miss Tia Johnson, how are you? How's your weekend been? All right, so let's turn on the first shared screen. I've got so many tabs open. Let's hope I don't trip up and confuse myself. All right, let's start things off, guys. Good day to those of you who are just tuning in. I hope you're having a blessed Sunday. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend. If your weekend didn't go according to plan, I hope you have a brilliant week when it comes. And good morning to those of you in the UK, a bit like myself. Enjoy your bank holiday Monday. I hope you're still enjoying your carnival weekend. Okay? All right, guys. So the press release reads as follows. Coach Lauren Donaldson and his coaching staff have selected the attached 23-member squad to represent Jamaica in an international friendly against South Korea on September the 3rd at the Husong Sports Complex in South Korea. The game is scheduled to begin at 3 a.m. in Jamaica, 5 p.m. local time. The Reggae Girlz will also engage the same opposition in a practice match on September the 6th. So that's 2 dates for you guys to etch in the back of your mind. September the 3rd for the actual friendly, and also 3 days later we'll be doing a practice match against said opponents. The call-ups reflects a strong unity, with the majority being members of the World Cup qualifying squad. A few of the more popular names are missing from the list through injury. As part of his stated policy, the coach will be using the opportunity of this and other window this year to look at other players who were not involved in the recent World Cup qualifiers. 4 players of those named are yet to debut for the senior team. The possible debutants are Cameron Simmons, Leah Brooks, Siobhan Wilson, and Malia Atkins. The squad and the technical staff are scheduled to assemble in Husong on the 30th of August. So that will be Tuesday. I'm already into my Monday. So yes, Tuesday will be the 30th. For those of you who are wondering, I guess the next thing you guys want to know is how is the team sheet looking? Team sheet. How's the squad looking? Right? You guys probably want to look at the squad. So let's go ahead and have a little sneak peek of the squad announcement. Probably a couple of surprises here and there for you. Some of you will be happy to see a few welcoming returns. A couple of your favorite Reggae Girls, no doubt. So let me go ahead and remove my banner so that we can have a quick little read together. And then we're going to get into the league activities. And if you guys want to call in at any point, just go ahead and cast your eyes at the bottom of the screen and call me via WhatsApp. That's the only way I'm going to pick up. If you call me straight and you're outside of the UK, I'm not going to pick up because it will charge you extra. So get dial in, save the number as it is on the screen. So the +44 followed by the remaining digits. And we can have a little chat before I close off. That's if you guys are in a talkative mood. Right, so let's get up that shit. So this is how the squad list looks. Sometimes I trip myself up with these little vague tongue twisters of mine. So my apologies there, guys. So this one read as follows. If you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it out for you. This is the squad list for our international friendly against South Korea, which will be taking place on the 3rd of September, and that's taking place this week. That's actually the 3rd of September is a Saturday, guys, and the 6th falls on a Tuesday. Those are the 2 relevant days for you guys. I'm guessing the 3rd should be available. It should be televised, right? That one should be available via your usual streaming methods. On the 6th, that one is scheduled for a practice game played behind closed doors, so we might not have access to it, but we're going to try to see what's feasible. So I'm going to go ahead and read out the squad list for you if you haven't done so already. Let's start this one off in the right and proper way. So that simply means I'm going to be kicking things off from between the sticks. Between the sticks, we have the selection of Sydney Schneider, Yasmin Jameson, and Leah Brooks. In defense, we have Chantel Swaby, Alison Swaby, so that's the Swaby sisters, Vian Sampson. In case you're wondering, Vian is now at Hearts up in Scotland. So former club was Charlton Athletic to avoid any confusion. Also got Denden Blackwood, Siobhan Wilson, Malia Atkins. In midfield, we have Chinelu Asher, Marlo Sweatman, Drew Spence, Shania Hales, Giselle Washington, Tierney Wiltshire, Sade Adamulakun, Tiffany Cameron. And up top, we have Khadija Shaw, Kayla McCoy, Mariah Gray, Atlanta Primus, Trudy Carter, and Cameron Simmons. So you would have already sussed this one out if you've been following the Reggae Girlz, that is. I hope you guys can still hear me, by the way. You would have already figured this one out, that there is a few notable names there. A couple of the regulars haven't received a call up this time round. Could be down to university and college commitments with the likes of Jodie Brown and Kiki Van Zanten. I already touched on the absence of Paige Bailey Gale there from Crystal Palace in relation to injury. So a couple of the names are also missing from that list there. From the regular, I say list, I mean like the regular faces that we've seen in the last World Cup qualifying campaigns dating some months back. So no Rebecca Spencer, Havana Salone, Paige Bailey Gale, Jodie Brown, Satara Murray, Jade Bailey, Alika Keane, Kiki Van Zanten, Sashana Campbell, or Dominic Bon Plaza. Those are a couple of the regulars there that you guys have seen over the last couple of World Cup qualifying window. But all is well. I'm sure you get the chance to see them again sometime in the near future. All right, so let's go back over. Let me turn back on something quickly. There we go. I see what you guys are saying in the comments section. Your weekend was great. That's what I like to hear. My weekend was all right. It's been a working weekend, which isn't really outside of the norm for me. It's pretty normal for me to have a working weekend. So yeah, pretty of working on a bettering the platform for you guys. Put it that way. I'm sure you guys will see more improvement. Oh, really? Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I'm gonna turn it off. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know. That's what I like to hear. You guys got to tell me when something's not floating your boat. Sorry, it is still hot, so hopefully the sound quality is much better. Sorry that the fan was causing some sort of disruption for you guys. Hot Chili, good day. How are you? How's your Sunday been? How's your weekend been, a matter of fact? The banks are having more holidays than me. Well, they're rich, so they can afford to rest, unlike the rest of us. Blessed Sunday. Big up yourself, Mr. Evans. How are you? Happy Sunday. How's your weekend? How's the weekend gone? How's your weekend been? Let me know how your weekend have been, guys. Fresh, how are you? Fresh God, how are you? You're always here saying all the right words. How are you? How's your weekend been? For those of you who have forgotten to hit that like button, please do what the man says. Go ahead and hit up that like button. It doesn't cost you a penny. I promise you, it does not cost you a penny. So please do go ahead and hit that like button. All right, so you guys should be up to speed as it relates to the senior team, right? You already know by now that we have a friend coming up against South Korea. I've said it so many times, and if you have missed out on it, rewind this video or go back and watch my last two live stream, because I think I've covered all grounds for the time being. I don't want to make it too repetitive, but I am aware that some of you might be out of the loop. You guys might not be up to date with the latest happenings. So hopefully I've managed to bring you all up to speed. If you want to find out a little bit more about the friendlies, then go ahead and let me know in the comment section. Yard work. Yard work on a Sunday, really? Isn't that for Saturday? Isn't that what Saturdays are for? You must have had a working Saturday then, I assume. If you're just tuning in and you're wondering what tonight's live stream, I should say today's live stream, because it's already a brand new Monday for me. I'm already into the dreaded Monday morning, guys. The headline reads so itself. It says Reggae Girls sit top of their respective leagues. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and man of God. Pretty sure I've seen you around here before, right? Pretty sure I've seen you around here before. All right, guys. So let's start things off quickly for you guys. Where am I going to start off? I think I should probably start off. It's going to be dead obvious, isn't it? I think I should probably start off in England, guys, and then work my way up to Scotland. Then we're going to go over to Hungary. We're also going to be touching base in Sweden, also the Czech Republic, Lithuania, looking at the WSL, also in England, touching on France, and I also need to touch on some other content elsewhere around the world. But I think I'm going to leave that for some point during the week. How you? How you been? Yeah, I figured. I recognize the name, so I figured I've seen you around here somewhere. Right? All right, guys. I think I've spoke at you long enough. So let me go ahead and click on my first tab, and we can get into some weekend of action review with our Reggae Girls competing for their respective clubs. What is going on here? 1 second there, guys. When is the Mr. Evans? Where have you been, sir? Where have you been? That's going to be taking place in the best month. That's going to be taking place in the best month. I've already gone over the women's World Cup draw. If I say the best month, you should already know when the best month is. I know you haven't been around on my channel in the last 2 live streams, because you would have known, because I have mentioned it. If you play your cards right, I might mention it again. I don't know. Or should I just go ahead and tell you? It's going to be in October, taking place on the 22nd of October. I am well. How are you? Mr. Paris, how are you? How's your weekend been? Trying to hang on for as long as I can, guys. I'm aware that YouTube's giving a little bit of a slight delay to a couple of the regular subscribers, and apparently some of them aren't notified when I go live. So I'm trying to stretch this one out a little bit for their sake. But I think I've probably waited long enough, almost 20 minutes, so they can jump on the comment section whenever they're ready, or maybe even rewatch. All right, guys. So like I said, we're going to start things off in England, and then we're going to work our way across Europe, and also touch base overseas as well. It's been amazing. Thanks. October. I can't fight against April. My little sister is born in April, so I can't fight against April. So let's go over to, which league am I looking at? We're going to be starting things off in England, as I've already stated. So let's go ahead and turn back on that shared screen. I won't be able to see you guys in the comment section for a short while, but I'll turn my attention to you guys as soon as possible, okay? All right, so this is a pretty reading, isn't it? For those of you who are supporting the Reggae Girls, we're occupying the top 3 position as things stand in the Barclays FA Women's Championship. Now, this is the second tier of women's football, professional women's football in England. League above it is the WSL, which is the top division. So we have Crystal Palace that's sat right at the top, and you should know by now, if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, you should know that that's the club belonging to Paige Bailey Gale. You should also know that Bristol City is the home of Shania Hayes, and also Birmingham City belongs to Siobhan Wilson. So pretty reading, again, if you support the Reggae Girls, that we're currently occupying the top 3 positions there as it relates to our players and playing for their respective clubs. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the club at the top. It's only right, work our way down, and we're going to be moving on to the rest of the leagues. Also, in the number 6 position is London City Lionesses, and that is the home belonging to Atlanta Premise. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off at the top with Crystal Palace. I did say to you guys earlier on that we have a few players there nursing a couple niggles here and there, and you can take a look at Crystal Palace's um starting 11. I believe their game was actually played yesterday, so you can see quite clearly there that there is no Paige Bailey Gill, but she was definitely at the ground. She was also there for their opening match last week, so she's playing the role of the 12th man at the moment, which is beautiful to see. Hopefully we can see her in the starting 11 quick and fast, maybe even after the international break if all goes according to plan. Nevertheless, I hope that she has a speedy recovery. So let's go back over to Crystal Palace and we can look at what happened in their game briefly. Something good must have happened, right? Because they're sitting top of the league. And this one pretty much reads for itself. I'm going to go ahead and click on it so you can have a clearer reading. And as you can see there, Paige Bailey Girls Crystal Palace sealed a 3-0 victory over Coventry United. League pretty much reads for itself. This is match day 2. Crystal Palace out in front. 2 games played, 2 wins in the bag. 4 is their goal difference, and they are sitting on 6 points. And just beneath them is Bristol City. Do I need to reiterate who plays for Bristol City? Here's how it's looking for Bristol City. Shania Hills grabbed her first goal for Bristol City as the Vixens defeated Blackburn Rovers 2-0. Good reading, isn't it? So Blackburn Rovers, similar to Paige Bailey Girls. The only difference here as things stand, in terms of the more important reading there for the time being, is the slight difference in goal difference. They're level on points though for the time being. I have a feeling it's going to be a hot and heavy season in the championship. The Reggae Girlz, I couldn't care less who wins the championship, just as long as it's a Reggae Girlz. And at the moment, we've got a couple teams to keep our eyes on. We can keep an eye on Palace, Bristol City, Birmingham City, and London City if we want to support our Reggae Girls from a distance. I will try to get to a couple games for you guys this season. And yeah, talk to a couple of the Reggae Girls for you guys. Right, so we go down to the 3rd place team there, and this one is even a prettier reading for those of you who are obsessed with your stats, with your goals and your assists. So I click on this one. This is going to be a wonderful reading for you guys. Full-time score speaks for itself. It says Birmingham City 4, Sunderland 0. And you can quite clearly see that Siobhan Wilson, that is, scored inside the 73rd minute. And what that means is not only did she score, but she also managed to string up an assist as well. So what I'm going to do, 2 assists, my apologies there, guys. What I'm going to do is just go through the reading of that one for you, just to give you guys a little bit of evidence, if in case there's anyone there scratching their heads and thinking, really? So clearly you can see there that Siobhan Wilson assisted the opening goal. Should be able to see assist right at the bottom of your screen. And if we scroll up, you can see there not only did she assist, but she also placed her name on the scoring sheet as well, scoring her first goal there for Birmingham City. And if we keep on scrolling up, you can see the 4th goal was scored in the 82nd minute, and it was also assisted by Siobhan Wilson. So what that means is Siobhan Wilson scored her first goal for Birmingham City and registered 2 assists as the Blues defeated Sunderland 4-0 in the Barclays Women's Championship. I hope you guys can hear me. I've not taken a look at my main screen in a couple of minutes. Don't worry, I'm going to get around to doing exactly that. Let me just focus on the Women's Championship quickly. And if you didn't hear me, then guess what? I'm just going to have to reiterate myself. I'm going to take a gamble and say that you can hear me. Hopefully I'm right. This one was an entertaining game, wasn't it? Like I said to you guys at the start of the stream, the Reggae Girls had a good day at the office over the weekend. Another goal scorer for us to celebrate is Atlanta Primus for London City Lionesses, and this one again reads for itself. And if you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and read it for you. You can see that she scored in the 16th minute. So what that meant is Atlanta Primus grabbed a first half goal as London City Lionesses defeated Charlton Athletic 4-3. So let's go back and look at that table once more for you guys. Table's looking quite sweet if you support the Reggae Girls. If you happen to support another country, good for you. Keep on doing that. But right now we're in the driving seat, and long may it continue. So the Reggae Girls sitting quite comfortably at the top, where the second tier of women's football is concerned over in England. Let me take a quick break to see how you guys are doing in the comment section. Coming from the beach. Been amazing. Thank you for asking. All right, so let's go back over to where am I going to go? Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. If you can't hear me, then obviously that's something that I need to adjust. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Scotland if I can find my tab. That is, I told you I've got a number of tabs opened and sometimes it's a little bit confusing. So let's see if I can find my tab for you guys quickly. Okay, there it is. So we're going to go up to Scotland, and Scotland is the home, could be temporary home for the time being, who knows, for Kayla McCoy and also Vian Sampson respectively, playing for two separate clubs. Kayla McCoy playing for Rangers and Vian playing for Hearts. So we're going to go up to Scotland and see how they got on. Turn on my shared screen for you guys. And again, another Reggae Girl sitting at the top of their table, and it is pretty reading. Their goal difference is quite a heavy one. They've got 29 as their goal difference. All the points supplied there in their bag on the chart. They've got 12 points. Closest team to them, Rangers, also on 12 points, followed by Glasgow City, also on 12 points. But they're doing better for the time being over their rivals, Celtic. Looking forward to their derby, Old Firm derby, this season when that comes around the corner. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over and click on Rangers. Hopefully this one works. I've got a feeling that this tab's going to give me a little bit of a trouble, but hopefully not. Let's see if it actually works. Okay, let's refresh it for you guys quickly. Had a feeling this would happen. Okay, so let me do something instead and then go back and click on Rangers. Don't ask me why Google decides to act up sometimes, but sometimes it does. But where there is will, there is a way, guys. So let's go ahead and click on yesterday's results, which should be today's result for you guys because you're still in your Sunday. I'm now firmly into my Monday, 4:01 a.m. in the morning. Right. So again, this is the home belonging to, I should say this is a club belonging to Kayla McCoy. Rangers beating Hamilton 5-0. And there isn't really much information available on the screen in front of you. So how this one went was Kayla McCoy scored Rangers' fifth goal as they defeated Hamilton 5-0 in the Scottish Women's Premier League. Another club for us to keep our eyes on is Hearts, if I can go ahead and find Hearts. And this is the new club for Vian Sampson. Like I said, she actually had her debut during the week against Kayla McCoy's team, funny enough. Not the debut that she would have bargained for. Kayla McCoy's Rangers beating Hearts 2-0 midweek on Wednesday. And things are up and running for Vian Sampson and Hearts at long last. And she is actually one of one of Hearts' summer signings. So this is how this one went. Pretty sure you guys can read this one for yourself. Hearts beating Glasgow 3-0, and Vian Sampson registered her first win with Hearts, the Scottish side, clearly produced a 3-0 victory over Glasgow. So I did actually touch on the announcement of Vian Sampson's move to Rangers last weekend. And this one is a announcement here on the Hearts football website, and this one dates back to the 17th of August. You can see this one right here. This is the team sheet. So this is where Sampson would have made her debut. Announced on the 17th. This is the signing on the 17th, and her debut came against Kayla McCoy's Rangers on the 24th. Clearly, they're in the number 18, Sampson. And then over here again, playing in her first victory, defeating Glasgow. Long may it continue. So there's 2 Reggae Girls there for us to keep our eyes on as it relates to Scotland. So at the top, it is Kayla McCoy and Rangers. And I'm going to say temporarily for the time being, if I can find them again. Sitting in 4th place is Hearts, and that is the club belonging to Vian Sampson. Another league that you guys should definitely keep your eyes on. This is one of my favorite leagues from last season. For those of you who are unaware, this was the club, the former club belonging to Chantel Swaby. Last season, it was Chantel Swaby and Kayla McCoy both playing for Rangers, and they completed last season as the Invincibles, unbeaten. So far, so good. Unbeaten start to the season. Long may it continue for Kayla McCoy. Good night, IT Push. How you? How you been? How's your weekend been? Oh, you're just closing off on the weekend. My weekend is out the way into my bank holiday Monday. And what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go over, in case you're just tuning in and you're wondering what is tonight's live stream all about, the headline reads for itself. Reggae Girls sit top of their respective leagues. So we're going to give you, I'm going to give you a friendly reminder of who those Reggae Girls are. I should be able to figure it out by now, who those Reggae Girls are and what leagues they play in before I close off on the show. Also touched on the friendly coming up, the international friendly for the senior women's national football team of Jamaica. They've got a friendly coming up against South Korea. Game is scheduled to be played on the 3rd, and 3 days later they play a behind closed doors practice match against South Korea. So the 3rd and the 6th, those are the only dates that matters for you for the time being as it relates to the senior women's national team. All right, so let's go over to Hungary quickly. All right, here we go. More pretty reading for you guys. You guys must be absolutely loving this. More pretty reading coming your way. Let's start off with the top of the table. And if you've been following my channel, you should know about Eto FC, and you most certainly should know which Reggae Girl plays for Eto FC. If you don't already know, that is the club belonging to Tiffany Cameron, and they have kicked off with a solid statement. Whatever point they're trying to prove over in Hungary, they're definitely proving it. Long may it continue. Their goal difference pretty much speaks volumes, doesn't it? 20 is their goal difference. Doing much better, though they have played for the time being 1 game more than last season's league champions. That's down to their, I believe, Champions League activity. So I'm pretty sure it will be neck and neck again, I'm going to say, in the league between Tiffany Cameron's former club and her new club, Eto FC. How this one went, well, let's see if I can click on Eto FC. Yes, I can. And another high scoring result for Eto FC. And how this one went, you'll be pleased to know Tiffany Cameron produced a goal and an assist as Eto FC defeated Sexard 8-0 to remain top of the table in the Hungarian top women's division. And sitting in 8th place, hopefully it's temporarily. Pretty sure you guys know who Victoria who plays for the Victoria. I'm going to give you guys a gentle reminder, if in case you don't know. Let me move this. Let's see something. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Thought my shared screen wasn't on for a second. So you should know who plays for Victoria, right? And in case you don't know, again, this one sounds a little bit repetitive. This is the club belonging to none other than Marla Sweatman. Vanensvaros, I should say. They were the league champions of last season, and it's quite an unfortunate reading here, isn't it? But like I said, they were last season's league champions, and they unfortunately defeated Marla Sweatman's Victoria 7-0. We're not going to dissect this one for obvious reasons. It is an ugly reading, so we're going to look past it. Hopefully, as the season continues, we can see Marla Sweatman and Victoria FC climb their way up the top half of the table. It is a long season, so hopefully they're able to spring themselves forward as the games approach week by week. Another club for us to keep our eyes on is Ike Football Dam. And this is the club belonging to Chinelu Asha. A little bit worried about them, and this is the reason why 18 matches played, and you can clearly see that they're pretty much kissing the bottom of the table. But this weekend's result definitely better than past results. As you can see here, the reading pretty much reads for itself. They've come back from behind, having gone 1-0 down in the 47th minute to rescue a point against their opponents in the top division of Swedish football. And hopefully, they don't finish their league campaign rock bottom. I think we've seen enough of Chinelu Asha playing top flight football in Sweden. So hopefully she can maybe call it a day and try to test out another league. Definitely would love to see her compete in another league. If that's something that she wants. I don't know if she wants a new challenge. I don't know if she sees this as a challenge or not, but we'll definitely love to see her compete in another league. Whilst we're here, we're going to go over to the Czech Republic. And we've already spoken about the Czech Republic, the top division of women's football in the Czech Republic. You can see here Slavia Praha or Slavia Prague, depending on how you want to pronounce it, sitting top of the league on maximum points, 2 matches played, 2 games won, and they've got a goal difference of 14. Similar reading, literally like for like, identical reading with one of their closest rivals, Sparta Praha. Both teams played 2 games, 2 wins. Like for like goal difference, and also like for like on points as well. It's you don't usually see this every day, do you? Especially as it relates to the goal difference. So as things stand, it is pretty much neck and neck in the top division of the Czech Republic women's football, I should say. And in case you guys are wondering who is sitting at the top, well, the Reggae Girl that's sitting at the top is Alika Keane. And you can clearly see, well, if I could click on the, it's doing that stupid stuff again. Let's see if I could click on another club and go back to Slavia Prague. This one should read quite clearly for you guys. And if you don't want to read it, I'll go ahead and give it a gentle read for you. Alika Keane and Slavia Prague defeated Slova Liberec 3-1. And as I said, with that victory, they remain top of the league. And again, long may it continue. Another league for us to touch on quickly for you guys is the top division. And you can tell that it's the top division based off the name there in in Lithuania. You should already know who plays for Gintra because I've said it a number of times. Let me just click on another team and go back to that league table. I don't know why it's playing about with me tonight. You should know who plays for Gintra. And if you don't know, I'll give you a friendly reminder. That is the club belonging to Trudy Carter. So the scoreline, full-time scoreline reads for itself. Trudy Carter and Gintra secured a final 5-0 victory over their opponents, Bangor, in the top division of women's football in Lithuania. That is a successful club there, mind you, Gintra. You might want to go and do your own reading into them, but that is a successful club that Trudy Carter is currently playing for. All right, let's they need more friendlies against some big teams. Who do you have in mind? Which big teams do you have in mind? Which big teams do you have in mind? Slow and steady. South Korea is no walk in the park. South Korea is not a small team. Many might not know about them. What their world ranking should speak for itself. So I think we're off to a steady start. Definitely off to a steady start as it relates to getting those friendlies in the pipeline for the senior Reggae Girlz. But let me know who you have in mind. Who do you want them to play against? Who do you want the Reggae Girlz to play against? 20 goals in 3 games. Wow. It's some crazy reading, right? It is some remarkable reading. I've already touched on the WSL with you guys some week ago. I'll just give you guys a gentle reminder as it relates to the dates, the kickoff dates for the WSL. Couple more Reggae Girlz for us to keep our eyes on. Bunny, Drew Spence, Rebecca Spencer, to name a few. And their league actually kickstart on the 10th of September. So we have Tottenham taking on Manchester United. Let's see where this game is going to be played. This one's actually going to be played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So see if I can get to one of these games for you guys in the WSL for the opening week. They're going to be taking on Manchester United, and that is an early lunchtime kickoff on the 10th of September. Bunny is going to be taking on Arsenal on the 11th of September, and that's going to be a 7 o'clock kickoff, 7 p.m. kickoff on the 11th of September. So if you guys want to tune into some WSL action, that's the top flight of women's football in England, then be my guest. Tune into the Reggae Girlz and see how they do in their opening week. Also playing football in their opening their season relatively soon is if I could go back over and open the tab for you guys. Let's see. Let's turn back on that tab for you guys so you guys can see what I'm looking at. And let's go over to France quickly. And you can see D2 meaning Division 2. And we can click on the first one, which is ISSI. This should be GPSO ISSI. And they have a game. Their opening match is actually coming up on the same weekend as the WSL. So they're kickstarting things. As it stands, you can see here 0 matches played for the pending season, so the 2022-2023 season, and they'll be kicking things off on their opening matches. There's a couple of their pending opponents for their league, so you guys can familiarize yourselves with their opponents for the duration of this pending season. And if we go over to D1, which is the top division of women's football in France, you can see FC Flohy, and that is the club belonging to Chantal Swaby, quite similar to the WSL and also D2 in France in terms of this league hasn't kicked off yet for the 2022 season. So if I go back to let's see who they're going to be playing. Actually, let me give you guys an opportunity to look at their opponents for this season. They're in the top division, so you're going to be playing against some of the most well recognizable clubs, some of the most successful clubs in not just in the league but also in the world. The heavyweight Leon. Also, at some point, Chantel should be or will be squaring off against the likes of PSG, Paris FC, Stade Reims, to name a few. So, like with the other leagues, do go ahead and keep an eye on the leagues of not just your typical leagues in England, but also leagues across Europe. Pretty much any league that the Reggae Girls play in, just go ahead and keep your eyes on those respective leagues. And if you don't want to do that, then I guess I'll go ahead and do that for you. So you have leagues all across Europe. You're spoiled for choices. You can't make the excuse and say that you don't know how to keep up to date with the Reggae Girls, because you do. At this point, if you don't do it, it's probably because you don't want to. Because, like I said, you are absolutely spoiled for choices. Mr. Evans, before I go, let me know who you want the Reggae Girls to square off against in their international friendly. Like I said, South Korea, good choice. But I'm interested to hear what you think and who you want the girls to square off against. I don't really think I have any complaints with South Korea. Definitely don't have any complaints. You can't complain, can you? We're so used to not seeing the girls have their friendlies within their international windows, whilst other countries are preparing for their major tournaments. That this time round, it would be odd for me to complain because there's nothing there to complain about. Actually, I did complain about one thing in terms of their arrival in South Korea. They'll be arriving on the 30th, assembling on the 30th in South Korea, and the game is played against South Korea on the 3rd. So, as I've said, let me reiterate, I'm assuming that if you're arriving on the 30th, that the 31st is more than likely to be a rest day, right? Because you're bound to be jet lag. So maybe with the game scheduled for the 3rd, the first would probably be a heavy training session, and the second will probably be a lighter training session. I don't know what the gaffer has in mind. In case you're wondering who is the gaffer, I haven't seen any announcement on our permanent head coach, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that it's none other than Lorne Donaldson, based off his lovely smile, bold smile here. I'm going to say that he's no longer the interim gaffer, that he's now the permanent head coach of our senior women's national football team. You guys have been quiet tonight. Why is that? Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know how you're feeling before I sign off. Probably got a couple more minutes with you guys, and then I'm going to sign off for tonight's live stream. Before I forget my manners, thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. Cannot do these live stream without you guys. So in case you're just tuning in and you're wondering what the live stream is all about, the headline pretty much reads for itself. It says Reggae Girls sits top of their respective league. So there's about 5 leagues there in total, spread across Europe. I'm gonna dissect a couple of our activities elsewhere in the world as we lead up to the friendly against South Korea. So I'm going to save some more content for a later date for you guys. So, like I said, about 5 leagues there where we're sitting top of the league, and quite comfortably as well, not just on points, but more so on goal difference. You've got Tiffany Cameron over in Hungary, you've got Kayla McCoy in Scotland, you've also got Paige Bailey Gale in England, Alika Keane in the Czech Republic, and you got Trudy Carter in Lithuania. So you're spoiled for choices. Don't always focus on the glamorous league. Spread your wings and look at things in the other respective countries as well. Like I said, once there's a reggae girl playing there, if you are the ultimate 12th man, it's literally your duty to keep an eye on them and check out their growth and their development. forget the league that they play in, because I know some people are only fascinated or interested in those more well-respected leagues, if it's okay for me to put it that way. But you get where I'm coming from. There is life and there is football outside of England and outside of the USA. I promise you that. So yeah, check out the girls that play in Hungary, the girls that play in Lithuania, the Czech Republic, Scotland, all those other leagues that you might not have down as your favorite leagues. Keep track of your Reggae Girlz. Probably give you guys another 5 more minutes before I sign off. Before I sign off, I'm gonna see if I can do some updates on my socials as well, because I've not actually done any updates. And this live stream feels like it's gone faster than I expected. So if you guys want me to reiterate anything, then let me know, and I'll be more than happy to do that before I sign off. All right, let's see something. Okay, so I gave you guys, just realized what I did. I gave you guys information on, although I've already said it on a number of my live streams, I gave you guys information on a couple of the girls who aren't part of this pending camp, but I don't think I actually pointed out the girls who have returned to the team. So a couple of welcome return um from the likes of Tiffany Cameron, Marla Sweatman, Giselle Washington, and a somewhat reintroduction of Siobhan Wilson and Shania Hales as well. So my apologies for skipping out on that key bit of information, though I've already mentioned it on a couple of my other live streams. So if you've been watching, you wouldn't have missed out on a thing. All right, guys. Well, since you guys are quiet, I'm gonna give you maybe 4 more minutes or 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to sign off. And I will be seeing you during the week. Please, Spain. Oh, okay. You're not happy with the South Korea game? Why Spain? Why Spain and France? What's your reason for those two countries? Okay, let me close off on my tabs. Why are you guys so quiet in the comment section? Is it because you don't have a bank holiday to look forward to? Why you all so quiet? All right, I got maybe 2 more minutes with you guys, because I've covered everything that needs to be said. And you guys are awfully quiet tonight. Okay, guys, let me go ahead and do a quick little update on my socials whilst I'm here. If you're just tuning in, sorry to tell you, where have you been? I was just about to say, sorry to say, guys, I'm about to close off on my live stream. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm happy with South Korea. Good test, but the two I mentioned are tougher. Good experience for the girls. Yeah, I think, like I said, so far it's early doors. I don't really have much to complain about. The only thing I could probably think of is the squad assembling in South Korea on the 30th. The fact that we've called up girls who haven't played any form of football at be it club level, because maybe their leagues haven't kick-started, or maybe they're sat on the bench for their respective clubs. So there was a room, I felt there was a little opportunity there to get them in a smaller camp, just to get the legs going again, get the muscle memory ticking before they meet up with the larger squad. That was the only thing that I could potentially say that I'm not too happy about. Basically the itinerary for the girls is what I'm not best pleased about. But you can't have it all your way, can you? You get the good, you just gotta just rock with it and hope that next time round you have better than good. But I understand you wanting to face off against the likes of Spain and France and the whole lot. I get it. Not gonna argue against it. I totally understand. What was on your dinner menu? What did you have for dinner? It's making me hungry now. What did you have for dinner? What did you have for dinner? Let me know what you had for dinner. Oh wow. Okay. Mr. Evans, when was the last time you was on my live stream? I feel like you haven't been on my live stream in a while. Something's telling me you haven't been on the live stream in a while. You're close. You're close with South Korea. They're currently in 18th. So it should be a good test for Jamaica. Should definitely be a good test for us. They're currently placed in the 18th position, and Jamaica are currently sitting in the 42 position, ranked 42, and South Korea ranked 18. Wow, check you out. Someone's fancy. You put my dinner to shame. Not asking you next time. That sounds mouth-watering. That sounds beautiful. I hope you enjoyed it. Mr. Evans, you don't sound like you have much belief in your team, Can't wait to watch the match. I hope I'm off on that day. I hope so too. I hope so too. Wayne, you've made me hungry. I shouldn't really be eating at this hour. It's 1:33 in the morning. I have no business eating at this hour, but Wayne's made me hungry. Wayne, 2 weeks. Yeah, I figured because most of what you've asked so far has been covered on our live stream, but yeah, I figured you haven't been around. Don't mind answering your questions. Hopefully, I've answered all of them so far. So to reiterate, South Korea in 18th, ranked number 18th in the world. So I think it'll be a good test for us. And I'm just more than anything, I'm just happy that the girls are in camp. Finally, let's hope we can continue build on this momentum as we edge closer and closer to New Zealand and Australia, or Australia and New Zealand. All right, guys, I think let this one play out to 1 hour, and then I'm going to close off. I haven't updated my socials yet, so I'm gonna go and update my socials before I close my eyes for bed. And so I will be seeing you guys during the week. If I don't see you during the week, I'm not really sure why that is, because we're going to be talking about the Reggae Girlz again and again as they edge closer to camp, and as we look towards their friendly against South Korea. No, we have 42. We have 42. I think you're referring to the Reggae Girlz, right? We have 42. If that's what you're referring to. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but I'm assuming. Um, oh God. Am I off? When there's always something to do, Mr. Evans. There is always it's a bank holiday, but there is always something to do. Like I said earlier on, I'm currently working on something to better the platform. So there's always something to do. So no, I'm not off. I got some work that I need to get done. And it's me choosing to get the work done as well, just because I have a little deadline from myself and I just want to get certain things done. One second, guys, hold on, don't go nowhere. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, definitely new rankings out. You haven't seen, actually, let me go and might see if I can get the ranking up for you, because you have been out the loop for more than a minute. Yeah, new rankings came some weeks ago. So yes, that's why I like to start the show off by bringing people up to speed, because I know that some of you are out the loop unintentionally. So let me go ahead and bring something up for you. So you should be able to see this one on your screen. And clearly it says Jamaica sat in 42. And our opponents for the international friendly is sat in the 18th position there, quite comfortably. So yeah, give you guys a little look again, and the arrow means we're moving on up, guys. So there we are for the time being, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna climb up that table world ranking when we kick things off with the World Cup. Yeah, I realized that it was on it was on it was on mute for a second. Sorry about that. All right. I'm gonna close off now, guys, because I've pretty much covered everything. If you have just tuned into the live stream, then you're probably gonna have to go back and rewatch things from the start. If not, you could also keep an eye on my Instagram. I'm gonna do the usual, whatever I said over here in terms of importance. I'm gonna go ahead and place it on the Instagram, so you won't really miss anything effectively. You can always go back and catch it on the social media accounts. Alright. All right, guys, I'm gonna close off. You guys are really quiet tonight. I don't know the reason why, but you guys are really quiet. Good night. Have a lovely say have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely week when it comes, guys. I'm gonna be here again during the week, giving you guys more Reggae Girlz content. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. To those of you who have tuned into the live stream, massive thank you for your continuous show of support. The channel continues to grow, and I cannot grow the channel without you guys. So massive thank you for your continuous support. And if I don't see you during the week, stay safe. I hope you all make it home safe and sound. I will watch your stream from the start tomorrow. I joined a bit. Thank you. I appreciate that. You don't have to, because I've been quite repetitive. So I've reiterated the same information throughout the live stream. So you don't have to, but thank you in advance anyways. Good night to yourself, Mr. Evans, and good night to the rest of you guys in the comment section. I'm going to see you again during the week. If you're new to the channel, please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, go ahead and hit the like button. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you guys tonight, and we're going to be doing it again in a matter of days. But until then, take care, and I will see you in a few.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.